Hi there, this is Sally from Soul Purpose Communications. Welcome to this week's episode. I'm going to be talking today about shifting mindset and gaining a different perspective, and how by doing this you can actually get a different view, a better view on situations. Maybe this will be helpful in the long run. Let's see what you think about this. Thanks for joining me. Have you ever been stuck in a bad mood, unable to get out of it? Have you ever found that your brain has been wallowing around in spirals of thoughts or negativity or frustration or whatever that might be, maybe fretting over something someone said or didn't say or did or didn't do? I know I have, and I know that my brain has a marvellous ability to go around in circles and get stuck. You know, even though I've done a lot of meditation, I have an awareness of mindfulness and following my breath and being in the moment. Even though I have all these techniques in my toolbox, there are still times when I get caught out and I find myself stuck in that sticky quicksand of bitchy, naggy voices in my head. Now, when this happens, I know I've been trapped in what I call one-point perspective thinking. Just made the name up, but it reminds me of a lesson I've done with kids in the class where they make a drawing, and it's called one-point perspective drawing, where everything in the picture leads to one point on the horizon or at one point in the picture, and all the lines, I want to say the top of houses or the top of trees, goes to that point. So it means the drawing has got lots of symmetry and lines, and it looks very, very organised. And if you get one line out of sync, the whole picture looks sort of squiffy and a bit drunk and wrong. When I get stuck on one-point perspective thinking, it can feel like that for me too. All my thoughts are focused on one point. It's quite often that I'm right and the other person's wrong. Or quite often that, actually it comes down to me being right. And I cling to this thought of being right, like a sailor who fell overboard and is hanging desperately onto his life vest. And I know that it's not helpful, and I know that it's not going to move me forwards, yet there I am, stuck in the circle. Recently I came across a poem by Jane Hirshfield. She's an American poet and essayist. When I read it, it was like I'd been struck between the eyes with a thunderbolt. She wrote, "I moved my chair into sun. I sat in the sun. The way hunger is moved when called fasting." It was like, wow, that's so simply obvious. I was immediately made aware of my power just by changing where my chair is, by changing position. I shift my standpoint, I shift my view, and I'm released from seeing only one view of a situation. I can move my chair, sit in the sun, and see a whole different view. I also laughed when I read the poem because I've been on a fasting retreat, and Hirshfield is right. When I was there, I moved the naming of hunger to a different place. I was fasting and I wasn't hungry. I changed the perspective, and it made my week stay in Germany with no food far more tolerable because I thought, oh, I'm fasting. I bet if you'd said to me, go to Germany for a week and not eat, well, I'd have been mighty fed up with that. But go to Germany for a week and fast, totally different perspective. So, can I shift perspective in other situations too? Why don't I move my chair to see things from a different viewpoint? Be kinder, more flexible, and more gentle towards myself and everyone else in the story. Am I too attached to the idea of being right? And does this make me obstinate? I think there'll be a lot of people going, yes, yes, in the background at the moment. Maybe sometimes it is just easier to sit on the shady side of the road and moan about being cold rather than move into the sun. Is that a good enough excuse, I wonder? So after all of this musing and thinking about stuff, let's make it all a bit real. Recently I found myself stuck in one point thinking. A friend of mine had asked me to do something and my brain had flipped into scratchy mode. And I was just going round in loops. So instead of doing that and getting stuck, I chose to move my chair into the sun. I thought, I know, let's see if I can think up at least 6 alternative ways to see the situation. I have to say, it was a bit slow getting going, and I was rather more attached to my view than I would like to have believed. But it worked. By taking my power in the situation, by moving my chair, other views were available on the situation. And actually, they were views that hadn't been in sight while I stayed looking at everything from one perspective. And it was great because it saved me loads of time of being stuck in negativity. And it also helped me see how I could support my friend whilst maintaining my own boundaries and my own sense of integrity. It was a really useful exercise in moving into the sun. So the whole experience felt like a way of creating space. The process made some room for previously hidden views to come into sight. I just had more choice about how to react. I liked having more choice. And I love the simplicity of the metaphor. Move the chair, sit in the sun, as a reminder to see things differently, get a different view, see the world in a different way. And surely it's better to sit on the sunny side of the street. Who knows what I might see while I'm sitting there? I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you take something with you, and who knows what you might see if you change perspective. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for listening. Hope to have you here again. This was Sally for Soul Purpose Communications.